Class 12th, good morning all of you. As you know that we have discussed chapter magnetic effect of electric current, and in this chapter we have told you about our stud experiment in previous lecture, nature of magnetic field lines, right hand thumb rule, and this is the formula for F equal to Q V cross B, force on a moving charged particle in magnetic field B. Here B is magnetic field, small v is the velocity of charged particle, and Q is the charge of particle, F is the force. Second is Lorentz force. Lorentz force occurs when charged particle is moving in electric and magnetic field both. It means where electric field is also present, magnetic field is also present. Then total force is F equal to QE plus QV cross B. Q is common and this becomes Lorentz force formula. This is the force on a conductor of length dl moving in magnetic field B having current I. Any current in which dl conductor in which I current is flowing and this conductor is moving in magnetic field B. So dl cross B, it is the cross product of dl and B. df is the force on the conductor. And we have also studied Fleming's left hand rule. Fleming's left hand rule. Left hand rule in which according to Fleming, if we stretch our left hand, thumb, forefinger, this is thumb, forefinger and middle finger, mutually perpendicular to each other. ठीक है. Thumb represent the force on the charged particle, middle finger represent the direction of magnetic field, and forefinger represent the direction of magnetic field, and this finger, middle finger, represent the current due to moving charge. Force, magnetic field and current due to moving charge. It means if charge is moving in magnetic field, then it will experience a force. The direction of force is given by the thumb, direction of magnetic field given by forefinger, and direction of charge due to moving charge is given by this middle finger. So this is the Fleming's left hand rule. You can learn it by force, magnetic field, direction of current. Okay. So today we will give you next topic, charged particle moving in a uniform magnetic field. So there is this is the presentation of magnetic field. Cross means magnetic field lines are inside the paper. Suppose at this point there is a charged particle, suppose proton, to direction of velocity is along the tangent drawn on the circle, and according to Fleming's left hand rule, force will be towards the center. So at each point, direction of velocity, direction of force, direction of velocity, direction of force, direction of velocity, direction of force has been shown. Force is always towards the center according to Fleming's left hand rule, because this is the force, this is the current, this is the magnetic field. So you can try with your left hand. So as you know, what is centripetal force? When any particle moves along a circle, centripetal force is F equal to mv square upon r, and this is the force in magnetic field, F equal to QVV. Hence theta is 90, so F equal to QVV sin theta sin 91. both forces will be equal and opposite in nature. So QEV equal to mv square upon r, and from here we can find r. R is the radius of this circle. R equal to mv upon qb. We cancelled one time. Time period of the moving charge. Time period means time taken to complete one round, one oscillation. Time period equal to distance is 2 pi r and upon velocity. Okay, so 2 pi upon v, r is mb upon qb, t equal to 2 pi mb upon qb. V has been cancelled, 2 pi m upon qb. Similarly, we can find frequency equal to 1 upon time period, that is qe upon 2 pi m, because time period is 2 pi m upon qb. And this is the angular frequency, omega 2 pi into frequency. 2 pi has been cancelled, qv upon m. Okay, we will go to next slide to explore in detail. This is the main heading: charged particle moving in a uniform magnetic field. We have explained in copy, and now we will explain in detail with all statements and symbols. So charged particle moving in a uniform magnetic field. Charged particle is moving in uniform magnetic field. Uniform magnetic field means the separation between the magnetic field lines is uniform. Means magnetic field lines are parallel. Magnetic field lines are parallel. That is uniform magnetic field. In this way, that's it. Uniform magnetic field. Next slide we will go. Okay. Cross symbol represent direction of magnetic field inside the paper, and q is the suppose proton. Positive means proton that is moving, and direction of velocity at this point is along the tangent, and according to Fleming's left hand rule, force is towards the center, as you can apply your Fleming's left hand rule. Force represented by thumb, force on the proton, forefinger magnetic field, and middle finger direction of current due to moving charged particle. Okay, in case of proton, direction of velocity is the direction of current. In case of proton, direction of velocity is the direction of current, and in case of electron, direction of current is opposite to the flow of electron. Okay, so from here you can apply Fleming's left hand rule, and that is very important for this chapter. You must know very well, and you have studied in class 10 also Fleming's left hand rule and right hand rule. If you still confused, you may revise it from physics book of class 10 and also from this chapter. Let's go for another slide. Okay, we are going to discuss it in detail with each and every step for notes purpose. When motion of charged particle is parallel or anti-parallel to the magnetic field, means either parallel or anti-parallel. Okay, in this case moving charged particle does not experience any force, because theta becomes 0 and sin 0 becomes 0 and force on the particle becomes 0 in case charged particle is parallel or anti-parallel. Okay, when charged particle moves at right angle to the magnetic field, right angle means theta becomes 90. In that case, consider a uniform magnetic field B acting perpendicular to the plane of the paper and direction into the paper shown by cross. Okay, you can see from here. Let a charged particle having charge plus q enter the region of the magnetic field with velocity v and perpendicular to the direction of magnetic field. Okay, direction of magnetic field, as you can see, inside the paper. Inside the paper means inside the screen of your mobile, perpendicularly. V you can see at this point B is upside, and direction of current is also upside in the plane of paper. using Fleming's left hand rule, direction of force is toward the center. So force acting on charge due to magnetic field is F equal to Q V cross V, F equal to Q V sin theta. Theta has become 90 because theta is the angle between V and B. V is the this one velocity and capital B is the magnetic field that is inside the paper. So F equal to QEV. This is the maximum force due to theta is 90. This force is always perpendicular to the direction of motion of the particle as well as the magnetic field. Their different position P, Q and R are shown in figure. Thus the path of the charged particle is circular. A radius of circular path. We have discussed already few points. If m is the mass of the charged particle, r is the radius of circular path, then necessary centripetal force required. You must know that centripetal force is always required. That means that is required, not provided. Means it is provided by attractive force. If we are revolving a bucket full of water in a circle, this centripetal force is provided by the rope. If we cut the rope, the bucket will not move in a circular path. So centripetal force is always required and provided by the either attractive force or by physical rope like other material. So this is the centripetal force, that is mv square upon r. You can watch this video again and again to understand, and if there is still any doubt, you may contact me by any means like WhatsApp, recorded video or PDF or text or audio message. Now this centripetal force is provided by the magnetic Lorentz force F equal to QEV, and mv square upon r is equal to QEV, and we can find here mv square upon QEV equal to r. V is cancelled one time, r becomes mv upon QV as discussed earlier. Okay, so let's go for another site. In this slide, as you know, we have already find radius of the circular path. We can find the time period. Radius of circle is directly proportional to the speed of particle and mass of the particle. Okay, if mass is greater, radius is greater. If velocity is greater, radius is also greater. Okay, from equation it is clear that slow moving charged particle moves in a circular orbit of small radius. If particle is moving slowly, its orbit is small. Okay, if particle moves fast, circle orbit is of large radius. The time period of charged particle to complete a circle is time period equal to distance upon speed. Distance circular is 2 pi r and speed is v. So from here you can find time period also, and time period t equal to 2 pi upon v into r. R is mv upon qv, and t equal to v cancel 2 pi m upon qv. Next frequency nu equal to 1 upon t, and nu equal to just reversal, means reciprocal of time period. From this equation it is clear that time period for frequency is independent of speed of particle. Means in the formula of frequency there is no speed. Whatever the speed of the particle, frequency does not change. And radius of circular path, means frequency does not depend on speed or radius. In the formula of frequency there is no radius, there is no speed. Okay, so it is very important, you must know. Frequency does not depend on radius or speed. It depends only on the magnetic field and nature of particle. Because q is constant, 2 is constant, pi is constant, mass of particle is constant, and magnetic field may vary. So frequency only depends on the strength of magnetic field. Okay, so it was very important. It depends only on the magnetic field B and the nature of the particle, means specific charge q upon m. This fact is used to accelerate charged particles in a cyclotron. This has been removed from our syllabus, so we will not go in detail about cyclotron. This principle is also used in mass spectrometer. It is also not in syllabus. Okay, so you have to go only up to whatever I taught, not up to more depth. uh, Angular frequency you know already, you have studied in 11 also. It is 2 pi into frequency. 2 pi into frequency means qb upon 2 pi m. Okay, so this is the expression for angular frequency. Here we have given some difference between electric field and magnetic field. Electric field is produced by a stationary as well as moving electric charge. Magnetic field is produced by moving charge. Okay. Electric field exerts a force on stationary as well as moving electric charge. Magnetic field exerts a force on moving charge only, provided the charges are not moving. The force acting on moving charges perpendicular to the direction of electric field is in the plane of the electric field and perpendicular to the direction of motion of the charged particle. Path followed by the charged particle is parabolic. Force acting on a moving charge perpendicular to the direction of magnetic field is perpendicular to the direction of motion of the charged particle as well as perpendicular to the plane of the magnetic field. The path followed by the charged particle is circular. Okay, so this is important, parabolic and circular, and these 2 points are also important. Let's go for another slide.